We got him. We have Mr. Indarsingh. A pleasant good evening, sir.
A pleasant good evening to you, Mikee K, and it's a pleasure to be on the Observer program. My sincere apologies.
I understand. As a father, I understand quite well, especially when it comes to daughters. When they call you, you think.
Yes, you have to answer
That's
their
right.
call.
You raised some very serious questions, a grave matter as far as the core governance here in Trinidad and Tobago. Questions that you want to ask the Prime Minister, whether he's aware of any minister in his cabinet who may have been abusing his office to acquire private properties under market value. Expand on that, please.
Well, certainly Prime Minister Rowley is a very honest man, and he's a man who has committed integrity and good governance in public affairs. So that is why I will continue to ask him, because as you may know, friendly societies used to fall under the Ministry of Labor. And for it to be transferred from the Ministry of Labor to the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, it's had to have the blessings of the Prime Minister. And of course, having now moved to the Ministry of National Development and Youth Development and National Service, I have received some information in my mailbox. I do not know if you know of an entity by the name of the Couva Friendly Assurance Society. They used to own a property on the Southern Main Road in Couva opposite the Holy Faith Convent, more or less. And that entity was dissolved. The certificate of existence or registration was cancelled under the then registrar of friendly societies, one Mr. Masaisai, an attorney at law, Farai Ho Masaisai, who am I told has had what we would term to be attorney-client relationship for the line minister, Minister Cummings. And being appointed to that position, it is public knowledge. I have the document in my hand where he canceled the registration certificate of this particular friendly society. They had under their holo, their ownership, 2 lots of land from the main road to another of the back roads in Couva. 2 lots of land, main road property in Couva, is in the value of $2 million, and the documentation that arrived in my mailbox indicated that this entity was disposed of for approximately $750,000. And today I asked the Prime Minister whether he is aware of any member of his cabinet, any of the line minister, friends, agents, and so on, those who have relationships with him, would have acquired this piece of property where a business entity continues to exist by the name of Club Cassava.
Couva Main Road?
A 2-story property on the Couva Main Road for $700.
That's right there. That is prime real estate.
That is prime real estate. I mean, anywhere, whether it's in Chaguanas, Couva, Port of Spain, any part of Trinidad, Main Road property has a certain value to it.
Right, so this is $750,000, and you're saying that this is undervalued.
Well, based on I've been working in Couva for virtually all of my life, 32 years, and based on my knowledge of the value of properties in Couva.
All right. Go ahead. So Main Road.
And and it is important to note, I'm told that there was some disagreement between the then registrar of friendly societies, attorney at law, Mr. Masaisai, and the line minister. And my reliable information is that he was relieved of the position of the registrar of friendly societies. And it is important to note that the former PNM's candidate for the last general elections for the constituency of Kabakit, one Mr. Inspector Seals. He was appointed to the position of the Registrar of Friendly Societies. When this was advertised, how many candidates were interviewed for this particular job? And, it is important that in the interest of transparency and integrity and good governance, Prime Minister Rowley always speaks about these values, and he knows everybody who is corrupt in Trinidad and Tobago. He knows everybody who is not practicing good governance and so on, and adhering to integrity in public affairs. So in the interest of these hallmarks that he has sworn to uphold, I'm asking whether he is aware of how Inspector Seals was appointed to the position of the Registrar of Trade Union of Friendly Societies. And I'm told that in January of this year, the line minister and the registrar embarked on a tour of a number of friendly society properties.
Hold on. Let me just interject on that there, because this is a question that you're asking. You're asking if it's true whether or not the very same line minister, Mr. Cummings and Mr. Seals, have been quietly, secretly going on a nationwide tour of properties owned by friendly societies since the start of this year. I mean, if this is if you look at what you're saying here, and I hope that the viewership, the viewers understand, this is something that basically they can go and take advantage of these situations and basically get it towards their personal gain.
Well, I mean, this is a bit worrisome.
Yeah.
For me, and as I said, in the context of good governance and integrity in public affairs and so on, it is important for the minister. I could be wrong based on the information that has come to me in my mailbox and so on. But I am told that the line minister and the Registrar of Friendly Societies would have visited properties sometime in January of 2023, in Carenage, in Duke Street in Port of Spain, Charlotte Street in Port of Spain, the Eastern Main Road in San Juan, Tunapuna, Aruca, San Juan again, and St. James. I'm told 10 properties. I was given a list, their names and so on. I could call the list out for you.
Please do that.
Go ahead with this.
Yes, please call out so we'll be quite...
St. Antoine Union in Carenage, Forester's Lodge located at 88 Duke Street, Port of Spain, the Mechanics Lodge at 62 Duke Street, Port of Spain, Shepherd Lodge at 68 Duke Street, Port of Spain, Mechanics Lodge at 90 Charlotte Street, Port of Spain, Barataria Mutual Friendly Society, Eastern Main Road, San Juan, Tunapuna Rising Star Friendly Society, Tunapuna, Aruca Olive Friendly Society in Aruca, the symbol of mechanics in San Juan, and St. James Star in St. James. And I am saying that if it is anyone who has to indicate to the Registrar of Friendly Societies, that they have a purpose or intent to dissolve the respective friendly societies and so on, it is the membership of these respective friendly societies, and they should indicate that to the Registrar of Friendly Societies. And for indeed, if the line minister and the registrar has embarked on a tour and trying to assess and ascertain the value of these properties and so on, it is something worrying, and it is something that I ask whether officials now of government are indeed focusing on the properties of these friendly societies to engage in a fire sale. And if we engage in a fire sale, whom will acquire, what interest within the society, how much will be paid. And as I said, these things are very serious. And I think that the Prime Minister owes Trinidad and Tobago an explanation in terms of good governance in relation to what is happening with assets that don't belong to the state. I want to reiterate that too. Those assets of friendly societies do not belong to the state. It belongs to whatever existing membership of the existing friendly society.
And you know, the reason why, when you look at the backdrop of everything that is taking place here, people would tell you, listen, crime is crime. And they would say, this is why crime, it can't finish. Because you're talking about asking if it is that the party or anyone in authority has asked to engineer the sale of these properties at under market value to friends and financiers of the ruling party. Again, you remember, people have recused themselves from cabinet, not based on the interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but apparently themselves, their friends, and their financiers and family members. Is this a trend that we're seeing here? Because, again, those who are looking on is going to say, you know what, I am not getting my share, what I need to get in society. People are there, they're motivated, they're engineered by greed and simply taking advantage of their office and of the knowledge that they have of these available properties. Financing is going to come from where? I'm just throwing this out. I mean, I know there's no, anything that is tangible to say, well, it's coming from this way or it's being siphoned from anywhere. But do you have an idea, perhaps you can throw out to us, where financing to buy these things for pennies on the dollar?
Well, that is something that the people of Trinidad and Tobago must continue to be vigilant about, because we must be able to hold office holders to account, because at the end of the day, as I said, the assets of friendly societies do not belong to any member of the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago. They do not indeed belong to the registrar of friendly societies. And they are membership-based organizations. I know that within recent times, from a historical point of view, friendly societies probably would have gone into the background, into the, not only into the mainstream of the society. But there are, whether it is 10 persons who are existing in terms of the membership, or 100 in these respective entities that I have called, they are the ones. And it would be an atrocious act on the part of these high office holders to be really engineering or maneuvering a fire sale. Where the assets, where the financing will come from is another issue. Is it political pressure being applied on persons to indicate that these societies are no longer functioning, and to throw in the towel to the registrar of trade friendly societies so that the fire sale mechanism could begin? That is why I asked the question, how the assets of the Couva Friendly Assurance Society was indeed dissolved, how it was cancelled, and what became of the plot of land that was owned by the membership of the Couva Assurance Friendly Society.
Finally, Mr. Indarsingh, I mean, one would think that these things would be a sealed bid. There'll be some accountability and at least some transparency into how this process takes place, sealed bids, and people from the outside, or even have these things advertised and you get an opportunity for sealed bids, but you're not seeing that. So basically these things are just happening like a thief in the night, so to put it. Go ahead. Closing comments.
Yes,
go ahead.
Yes, and up till now, as I said, we have not been told why the friendly societies, which existed for years under the Ministry of Labor and so on, was moved to the Ministry of National Youth Development and National Service and so on. And I know that the line minister is the General Secretary of the PNM. He too has a responsibility to ensure that there is integrity in the conduct of not only his office as the General Secretary of the PNM, but in the conduct of his role as the line minister, and to ensure that there is proper value if indeed societies have indicated to the registrar of friendly societies that they are no longer in existence. They want their certificate of existence to registration to be cancelled. They want the assets to be dissolved amongst the respective membership, and it is in the minister's interest to ensure that he acts with the highest degree of integrity in public affairs and ensure that there is value for the ordinary citizens of the country in whatever may be the outcome as it relates to the future of friendly societies in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you so much, Mr. Indarsingh. It's been a pleasure as always, and we're going to keep an eye on this because according to the special branch report with allegations against the minister, was brought up last year by opposition Senator Jayanti Lakshmi, Dr. Rowley has stated that there was no proof to support allegations of wrongdoing against Mr. Cummings. But we're going to keep an eye on that. I want to close it quickly.
I raised that issue on the platform at the Monday night report in Couva. I called upon Commissioner Christopher to tell us what is the latest, whether the investigation has been closed and sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and so on. She has responded. I see the TPAS has responded by saying that the investigations are ongoing. And I hope that the public will be kept abreast in terms of the outcome of this investigation and what indeed has been sent to the office of the DPP when the evidence is compiled.
Thank you so much again. It's been a pleasure, and best of luck to you and your team. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Well, folks, that brings us